This Community News Spotlight is being brought to you by Attention Tesh Action Clinic patients in Houma and the surrounding areas. Tesh Action Clinic in Houma will be open from 8 a.m. until noon every Saturday so that you can have additional access to our services. Please call for an appointment at 985-851-1717. Tesh Action Clinic in Houma is located at 1014 West Tunnel Boulevard. We always welcome new patients, and we have our own pharmacy, which can deliver your medicine right to you.
Well, hello, good morning to you, KBZE listeners, and to you on Facebook. This is KBZE General Manager Howard Castay. With us right now is our good friend, Terrebonne Parish Councilman Carlee Harding, who this year was elected chairman of the Terrebonne Parish Council. And if you know Carl, he's always running. This year, he hit the ground even harder than before in trying to tackle needs in Terrebonne Parish. The council right now, in case you weren't aware of it, it has been awarded $117 million. So there's a lot of money that's about to be spent in Terrebonne Parish. And Carl is having a meeting on April 29th at 6 o'clock in the Dumas Auditorium to gain public input. He wants to see y'all, folks. So we're coming on the radio right now. We're getting the word out early because we want to see Dumas Auditorium packed. So we're going to let Carl right now talk a little bit about the agenda and what you have planned. So go ahead, Carl.
Well, first of all, I would say to you, thank you, Howard, KBZE 105.9, and all the listeners out there. And most importantly, I give all the glory to God, and I have an opportunity to create some unity within the community. And with that unity in the community, being good citizens of this United States, this country that we live in, a good citizen will vote. A good citizen will choose leaders and their leaders by doing the proper research and following their action. And you have to ask yourself a question sometime. Are you a leader, or you just have someone's attention? So we must ask ourselves that when we start to follow people and watch their actions, then we want to look at it. But most importantly, unity as a community, has always been my thing. I live in a minority neighborhood, and we lack unity, and that's another part that we have. Up the by and down the by, across the by, down and everywhere we have, we need unity in our community.
Wow. And here's a good opportunity. We saw what everybody did last month. Everybody came together and voted those amendments down, those 4 amendments that could change the state's constitution and possibly, hurt or impact a lot of lives. Here's another opportunity, folks, to step up and make it over to Dumas and let everybody hear what's going on in your life right now. Are you still displaced from Hurricane Ida? Are you still trying to get your home fixed from Hurricane Ida? Do you have a relative that is maybe still sleeping in that car, or a relative that's had to go someplace else to live temporarily? Here's your opportunity to step up and let folks know what is going on in your life. Um, Carl, what else would you like to hear from folks?
Well, when I go to church, I go to the grocery store, I go to the fellas on the corner, man. I want people to get involved. Getting involved is not just voting. And you want to go to these meetings, and they have boards and commissions that we actually appoint people to. And there are very few people from my community that would get involved. And I can't be everywhere. And I want the involvement of the people so they can learn what government is doing. These are other areas where they have these committees and the commissions where they're taking care of other business, and they're bringing it to us, and they're making their suggestions. So the unity in the community, that we don't have any suggestions coming from the community that has value because you're not participating.
That's
And often it leaves your representative fighting for you by himself.
that, and we've been hearing stories about recreation parks not open, kids not having any place to go, play or brush off steam. And I know that's important. I know there's also an election coming up, right, about the recreational districts.
Yes. On May 3rd, Recreation District number 11, which have had the most parks. They had a renewal of a tax, and if you uh, hear these parks names, is like Dumas Auditorium, Mechanicville, the West Side Gym, the East Side Gym, Scott Lane Park, and some of these other parks. And the money has been kind of tied up a little bit, and there's money coming in for community centers and stuff like that. The 117 million that we have to apply for, that we want the input from the people. And the input coming from Carl Harding is just only one man. But if we have a unified group asking for the same thing, for not only just their tax dollars, but the tax dollars that come into Terrebonne Parish through our millages and through our property taxes, hotel motel taxes. We want to make sure that the voices are being heard where these parks won't be closed. We have to go through all kind of changes where people control these boards. Even though they control the board, let your voice be heard in that board. And I would support anybody that's trying to do the right thing for the elderly, those young kids that need a place to go and stay out of the streets. We have a homeless population still. We have mental health. We have drug addiction. We have so many things within our community, but we can only handle these problems if we come together on one accord.
And there you have it, folks. You see what's happening in Washington. You see what's happening in Baton Rouge. The world money is getting tighter. Change is definitely getting strange. You see what's happening with these tariffs, um, grocery prices, egg prices. You can either be satisfied with nothing and stay home, or you can show up at a meeting and make your voice heard. Because you know what, in the long run, nobody's going to take care of you better than you. And no one is going to be able to get your needs met better than you. But if you let people know what's going on, when you let a leader like Carl Harding know what's going on, progress can be made. What time does this meeting start?
It starts at 6 p.m.
Oh,
6 p.m. April 29th at Dumas Auditorium. We want to I want I have an open mic out there. I want them to be civil, but then yet still, I want them to let their voices be heard. You know how one thing I have in my heart, I don't want to fight for the people. I want to fight with the people.
okay. There you have it. And shout out to every Terrebonne Parish voter that showed up and showed out last month with these amendments. First of all, shout out to all voters who showed up for these amendments, because you see what collectively, we can do as a people to make change. So, Carl, we thank you so much. Any closing thoughts?
I just want to let everybody know that you're my good friend, and I love you.
Love you too, man. All right. Thanks a lot, folks. Don't forget, April 29th, 6 o'clock, Dumas Auditorium. There's $117 million in Terrebonne Parish's checking account, and Carl wants to get his input from his constituents as well as all constituents in the parish on where they feel it should be spent. And he even said there's an open mic, so we hope to see you there.